veteran and has been in the game for a while, so it's no stranger to the pressure of the cage. This makes Helena in this match with only one MMA belt under her belt, which resulted in a loss. However, since then she's stepped up her game and has been training with UFC Hall of Famer Matt Hughes at the legendary Hit Squad. She has promised us fireworks for this massive fight. Over to our MC, Mr. Brett Freeman.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next fight is in the Knuckle Up Women's Amateur Division to be fought at 63 kilograms. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This woman is a mixed martial artist with a record of no wins, 1 loss. She weighed in at 65 kilograms. She stands 5 feet 5 inches tall. Fighting out of Combat Company Richmond, Helena Martin. And her opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This woman is a mixed martial artist with a record of 2 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. She weighed in at 54 kilograms. She stands 5 feet 3 inches tall. Fighting out of Trojan Free Fighters Cheltenham, Cherie Buck. And when the action begins, the man in charge is Nathan Webb.
Pierre, I'm so excited here. Here we are for Knuckle Up's first female bout. And what 2 great competitors have got here.
Here's the thing, the electricity and the production value went up 2 degrees, 5 degrees. It's going to go up to 100 degrees here. Now, I'll tell you what, I've been following Helena on the internet. She had a documentary on the build-up to this. She went to the States. She's taking this very seriously, trained with Matt Hughes and the Hit Squad. And you know what? I feel that she has to, because Cherie Buck is one mean, dangerous girl.
We've seen Cherie fighting for years, Pierre. She's a very, very good fighter. I mean, both these girls, such nice people outside the cage, but I won't want to be sparring either of them right now.
Good leg kick. Both of these girls are throwing some serious leather.
Well, Cherie's got some very experienced stand-up, you know, good, solid low kicks and punches.
Now, I think she's going to have to readjust, because that southpaw stance is kind of catching her out a little bit.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm impressed here, because I thought Cherie would probably dominate the standing. Helena might get the better of the wrestling, but at the moment, Helena's picking some beautiful shots.
Well, she's throwing that overhand left and the straight left straight down the pipe.
Do you know, that southpaw left hand is so hard. You know, if you're not used to fighting southpaws or you haven't been sparring them regularly in the gym, that's and look at that.
Now, that's where Cherie wants to be. She's got very good knees. However, saying that, Helena threw her off and just punched over the top of her clinch.
Well, already I'm very surprised. As I said, Helena looking so sharp. You can see this trip to America must have done her good, because she just looks awesome here.
Now, what I would say, I think that Cherie needs to keep it on the outside and utilize those kicks. Let's bring down the footwork of Helena and slow her down a little bit.
There's already a big mouse developing on underneath the left eye of Cherie Buck. That's from that straight left cross. Again, another one, Pierre.
And she catches that right on the button. She's now, what Helena's doing also is she's sliding, shifting the head over to the right. Good knee from Cherie.
That's what Cherie needs to be doing, controlling the clinch. She's got a good, strong tie clinch, hasn't she, Pierre?
Very good. In fact, I've known guys that have said that they couldn't get out of that tie clinch when she puts it on you. Now, very good wrestling, slight little hip bump there from Cherie. Now
Cherie,
that cut is
very strong. Yes, that mouse has actually burst there.
And I think that's why we see a little bit of urgency on that tie clinch, because she does have a slight mouse. Very good elbow over the top from Helena. Guys, I'm holding my breath. This is exciting stuff.
Do you know what? I'm in the same position. I'm looking at this here now. Cherie looking to sort of bully her around, but Helena is just so active, and to me, this shows a very experienced. She looks very, very experienced. She was composed. She was picking the strikes, picking the shots. You'd think she's the one that's been fighting for 10 years.
Yeah, but saying that, you're starting to see some of the experience here from Cherie. She's got her pinned up against the cage, and she's not allowing her to move. She's keeping her in distance for those short, choppy knees. And again, I think you have to break down the mobility of a Helena, because she's got really good footwork, and she keeps coming forward.
Certainly. I mean, we call that old man in someone. Maybe old woman in someone in this case.
Now, look at the game face on both of these fighters.
Absolute focus in the eyes of both these fighters.
And I'll tell you the thing that I like, big shots by both fighters. I tell you what, good foot jab there from Cherie.
But to me, the sharper, better picked punches are coming from Helena.
Now, Helena almost got the spinning back fist by Cherie. Now, that was a good setup. Spinning back fist straight into a right tie kick into the midsection of Helena. Guys, both of these girls, or ladies, excuse me, they're throwing down. You know, they're giving as good as they get. And I tell you what, I wouldn't want to be there in front of some of those punches or kicks.
Helena looks so composed, so focused. You know, she's not going to get caught with that spinning back fist like that. She just ducked underneath it, came back with some nicely picked shots.
Cherie's going to have to set up that spinning back fist if she's going to land it. Double jab, spin back fist.
For every heavy shot Cherie throws, she gets 2 very well-picked shots back on her face.
And you know what? It's very good level change, driving her to the cage. Let's see if that work at the hit squad out in the States has worked for Helena. Now look, Cherie goes for a single leg, bucked off right there by Helena.
Do you know what? I'm so impressed at the moment with Helena Martin.
Good leg kick by Cherie. Helena shrugs it off, come in, another spinning back fist, and that's rewarded. Oh, big solid shot by both
Absolutely,
ladies.
that is the best round of fighting we've seen this evening so far.
And guys, I tell you what, looking at Matt Hand and Dane Bowers, both of these guys have smiles up to their ears. They know that they've done something special here with this girls' bout.
They know they matched a good fight here. That was an excellent first round there, Pierre. Now, what are the corner going to be saying here? You know,
For Cherie, you got to close down the distance. You can't let her punch at range. Keep your foot on the outside of the lead leg of Helena.
for me, Helena Martin, she needs to just keep that little bit of space. When she's got a little bit of space, she's dangerous.
And she's firing on all cylinders. It's not just one shot. It's punches and bunches straight down the back. We call that machine gunning in the States, straight down the pipe, and you can't get away from that. However, saying that, she needs to be obviously aware of level changes, keeping the hips out in case of a Cherie shot.
Look at the marked up face of Cherie Buck here. She knows she's got to come out and do something, Pierre.
Yep. Now, good shots right there by both fighters. However, every time, you know, the clinch comes off the break, Helena's throwing shots over the top.
Switching to orthodox and coming forward, the lead in the right hand. That's a nice bit of boxing there.
Now, you can tell on the face of both fighters.
And here again, Helena Martin, sorry, I'm just very impressed with the way she's switching to orthodox and leading that right hand. So it's totally confusing the game of Cherie Buck.
Now, and you can also tell the tail of the bout, if you know what I mean. Look at the face of both fighters. It looks like Cherie has taken the more damage.
Now, this is just a brilliant striking, picking off shots, throwing it right to the body, left up to the head. You know, classic kind of boxing shots, but then following up the kick to the legs. Very, very impressive. I know I said it in the first round, but I am very, very impressed here, Helena Martin.
Now, Helena is she's done lead leg change. She's cut off angles. I mean, she's done everything right here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, what she do? She's fought the first round, southpaw, fighting a good lead left hand. Does she think she's just going to try out orthodox for this round, Pierre?
You know, I think she's what we call a switch hitter, able to throw punches from both. And as her opponent, that has to confuse him. Now, change of levels, possible double leg. However, she gave up on it, and the mouthpiece out by Cherie. I'm sorry, I had to take a pause there. I was just like, oh, don't let this be the end of the fight. I want this to go on because it's been amazing.
It has, but like you say, there's been a real story to this fight, and you can see Cherie Buck coming forward, doing the work, but the beautiful, crisp counter punches. And then as she started to get more confidence, the moving forward, attacking punches of Helena Martin.
And you want to talk about a poker face, like you said earlier. Look at the poker face of Helena. She doesn't even look at the opponent in the face. She looks at the chest. And that's smart because whenever you see the chest flex, that's when you know something's going to happen.
That's exactly how I teach the boxing as well. I said, look at the middle of the chest. You can see the legs. You can see the changes. That is what Cherie Buck needs to do. This is what she needs to do now, try and turn this fight around, Pierre. She needs to do something different. The striking wasn't working. She's dropped a level. She's got the takedown. Is the fight going to turn around?
Well, it has to. If Cherie's going to win, it has to. However, saying that, Helena has looked really good on the stand-up. If she's just as good on the ground, that could be problems for Cherie. Now, let's talk about that setup for the shot. That shot was beautiful. You know what the difference between that shot and the other two shots were previously? Is that she committed to it 100%. She drove through the straight line. She didn't shoot Helena. She shot through her, and she was able to commit and actually get that double leg.
Sometimes, Pierre, you need to be getting caught with heavy shots and need the takedown to do it properly. You know, she had to commit to that takedown.
Yeah, because it was just a hard day at the office so far for Cherie Buck on the stand-up.
That's one of those days you wish you'd rung in sick.
Oh, I tell you what, if I ever see these girls at my office, I'm definitely calling in sick.
So we talk about experienced corners. Paul Sutherland, a former lightweight champion. You know, he's been in the sport for years, a very, very good cornerman, and he's shouting to Cherie Buck, giving her instructions here.
Now, Cherie is going heavy hip, keeping Helena pressed up against the cage. Helena's going to try to cage crawl, meaning put post off on the hand, and oh, no.
Yeah.
What is going on here?
I think she's going to get warned for the elbow. There's no elbows in this because it's the amateur rules, the B-class professional amateur rules.
Okay, I tell
She
you what.
could even get a point deducted here for the illegal use of the elbow.
Now, I'll tell you what, this is scary days for Cherie, because Cherie, if she gets stood back up off of the elbow, they'll probably start at stand-up, and that is definitely not where she wants us to be at this point of the fight.
Well, I'd just like to correct. I've just been corrected. It was actually for the use of the strikes to the back of the head.
Okay.
But either way, the effect that's had is the fight stood back up, and it's not where Cherie wants to be.
Without a doubt, and you can tell that immediately she tries to go straight in for a double. Now the hips are out by Helena. Helena got the underhook, and again, she just shifted the hips, circled out, and got away from the takedown. Big shots by Cherie, however, wasn't able to land. And again,
she walked onto a shot there.
She just cuts off that angle at a 45, and she lets that right hand go, and she catches her multiple occasions. Paul is going to have to adjust that between rounds 2 and 3.
Yeah, I mean, again, look at this. I said earlier that some of the best fights I've seen in the last sort of 12 months are female fights. Again here, this is just an excellent show of display, of boxing skill, wrestling skill, and groundwork.
Well, this is definitely a feather in the cap for Knuckle Up and the new breed, putting on exciting fights like this.
Helena Martin walked back to her corner there and just looked casual and relaxed, Pierre. That tells a story.
Well, guys, what can you say? I mean, I'm just happy that we're in round 3, our first female bout. Absolutely phenomenal. If I'm honest, I personally think so much technique in this fight, it makes, more than some of the guy fights, if I'm honest.
Absolutely, I've got to agree. Fight of the night for me so far.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've got to say, Helena, I was told that Cherie was obviously the person who's got more experience. But I think going to the States and working over there has helped Helena no end. I mean, the technical ability that she has is phenomenal.
Absolutely. I think she's just come through here now, and she's just a level above. And look again, she's come out, she's done good striking. Cherie needed the fight to the ground, but Helena's controlled the clinch, and she's the one initiating the takedown and getting the ground.
What you were saying earlier kind of impressed me as well, the fact that she's changing stance, she's switching it up. She seems to be such like a seasoned fighter, and from what I hear, I mean, she hasn't been around that long.
No, certainly, and it just shows she's one to watch for the future. I think one of the best fighters I've seen in the UK, male or female, and recently. Well,
listen, I mean, we're going to continue to try and get female bouts on. I mean, we've been trying for a while, and so happy that this happened. So, yeah, I think this is the future for UK MMA, and it's a great thing that we can showcase it here.
Excellent, thank you, Dane. So as they're split up by the referee, Helena Martin just looking to carry on this excellent striking clinic on Cherie Buck, who is a very, very experienced striker.
Now, when I was talking to Cherie, Cherie did say that she thought that this bout with the B rules kind of messed up her flow or how effective she could be, because she likes to throw the elbows, and you're not allowed to do that under these rules. Now, let's get back to the action. She just took 4 straight shots to the face, and I tell you what, that says something about Helena's striking and the toughness and durability of Cherie Buck. Both ladies very impressive here at the New Breed 5.
Yeah, I mean, Cherie Buck, she's coming here. She told us earlier she's been working on takedowns and want to work some takedowns. We didn't think she'd need to. We thought she was doing that just because she'd worked them. But she's needed to here against Helena Martin, working some amazing strikes.
Now, you have Cherie Buck. She did have the tie clinch, opted for a 50-50, one overhook, one underhook. However, now she's trying to get her back off the cage to maybe put Helena up against the cage. And what she needs to do, she gets Helena up against the cage, she needs to change level, take this to the ground immediately. It's only going to be a stoppage due to KO or a possible submission for Cherie to win this fight, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, she's so far behind the point, she needs to get a takedown. She needs to get a submission or a flurry on the floor to get the stoppage. But at the moment, it just does not look like happening to me.
Now this, I believe, is Helena's first MMA bout. However, Cherie Buck has been out about 2 years. She took some time out to finish up a certification in accounting, believe it or not. But yeah, so after this fight, ring rust is off. We'll definitely see her again. But I tell you what, let's talk about Helena. This girl is definitely going to be a superstar. Yeah,
she's certainly one to watch in the female UK division. And there's some good fighters in the UK, female fighters. And there's a few that I'm thinking of in my head that I'd like to see her again soon.
Now, Helena hit a sprawl. What she did, though, she went on her toes. She needs to be careful. I'd like to see the top of her feet touch the mat, because when you're on your toes, you're able to push them and get them back up.
That's right, but she had good control of the head. And as you're driving forward for a takedown, you've got to go where your head goes. And she had good head control there, pushing her away. And now we're back in the stand-up.
I mean, is there anything bad that we could say about Helena? I mean, she's really impressed me.
You know, she's not done much wrong. You know, she's picked good shots. Cherie's got good takedowns, but she's been stuffing them well. I like to see her pushing her hands down the back of the head now here, pushing her hips down.
As soon as you say it, she heard you.
Is she listening to me there, Pierre?
Now look at that. Look at the power off that. Helena threw her across the mat. Now she's in Cherie Buck's guard. This is the first time that Cherie's been in her guard. She's looking to climb high, possibly work for an arm bar. She's going to push the head out. She needs to swivel the hips. She needs to open that guard. However, she's not going to have enough time.
Absolutely, without a doubt for me, fight of the night so far, Pierre.
Oh, yeah.
What an amazing level of skill those two girls shared in the cage.
And guys, I'm going to take off my headpiece and lay the mic down. I'm going to give a standing ovation because I think both girls deserve it.
I'm right with you, Pierre.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner after 3 rounds of mixed martial arts action. Your winner by unanimous decision, fighting out of the blue corner, Helena Martin!
Ladies, I'm actually going to speak to both of you. So Cherie first, if I could have a couple of words from you. I think it's fair to say that you know, you're the more experienced fighter. We know a bit more about you with women's MMA. Obviously, a first fight for Helena. But how do you feel? What was it that kind of got her the win tonight?
I didn't take down. I think I could have beat her on the ground, and I just standed and traded. I know she's got a kickboxing background, so I just didn't do what my cornerman was telling me, really.
I mean, you've been out for a couple of years. Obviously, like I say, we know a lot about you. I must say, an amazing show for women's MMA. I've just got to say thank you. All I can say. No, that's fine. Okay, let's have a word of our winner, Helena. Well done. I mean, to be honest, we've been trying to get a female fight on the card for a long time. I've got to say, I've been sat with the commentators. As far as technicality is concerned, that fight was one of the best fights of the night already. Obviously, we know you've been to the States working with Matt Hughes and the camp out there. Has that helped you, you know, with your MMA and what's been going on for you over here?
Definitely, my time at the Hit Squad gave me the core that I needed to then build on to have a game. And when you're a living, breathing fighter, you know, you're training 7 hours a day. With someone like Matt Hughes, you can't not get better.
Exactly. I mean, it definitely showed tonight. Like we say, technically, the fight was amazing. I mean, you were even changing stance to orthodox in and out. I mean, it's kind of, for us, it's a great thing to see. Was it a problem, the fact that you thought Cherie had more experience, or did you literally just go in and think, you know, it's anyone's fight?
To be honest, I don't really know that much about her. I knew that she's got a stronger kind of jiu-jitsu background than I do, so I probably didn't want to go to the ground. But every fight is different. Someone could have won 100 times, and you're 101 who smashed them. So.
Well, I've got to say thank you very much. You absolutely fly in the flag for women's MMA. Absolutely brilliant. Please give up for your winner, Helena Martins.